President, I have 6 requests for committees to meet during today's session of the Senate. They have the approval of the majority and the minority leader.
Duly noted.
Thank you, Mr. President. I come to the floor today to speak in support of the nomination of Ms. Julie Kobik to the United States Court for the District of Massachusetts. Today, the Senate voted to invoke cloture on Ms. Kobik's nomination, and soon we will vote on her confirmation. With a successful vote, Ms. Kobik will become the 150th Biden nominee to be confirmed as a judge. Julie Kobik is a rising star in Massachusetts legal circles. A Massachusetts native, she earned her bachelor's degree in government with honors from Harvard College. She began her career as a public school teacher in New York City, second and third graders. While teaching, she earned a master's in elementary education at Pace University. She went on to obtain her law degree, magna cum laude, at Harvard Law School. Ms. Kobik then clerked at every level of the federal judiciary, first with Judge Dennis Saylor on the District Court in Massachusetts, then for Chief Judge Michael Chagaris of the Third Circuit Court of Appeals, and finally for the great Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg on the United States Supreme Court. In 2013, following her clerkships, Ms. Kobik joined the Massachusetts Attorney General's office. She worked there until 2021 as an Assistant Attorney General in the Constitutional and Administrative Law Division. Her practice spanned a range of substantive areas, including health care, child welfare, administrative law, and constitutional issues. Since the summer of 2021, Ms. Kobik has served as Deputy State Solicitor, where she has primarily handled civil and criminal appellate litigation. Ms. Kobik has received support from a number of groups, including Massachusetts trial and appellate judges, former Massachusetts attorneys general, and her clerk colleagues at the United States Supreme Court, clerks who worked for justices nominated by presidents of both parties. Many of Ms. Kobik's supporters cite her dedication and character alongside her superior skill and judgment. Unsurprisingly, the American Bar Association has given her its highest rating of well qualified. Perhaps the best evidence of Ms. Kobik's fitness to serve on the district court is the enthusiastic support her nomination has received from her own opposing counsel. A cadre of attorneys who have litigated cases against parties Ms. Kobik represented have praised her meticulous advocacy across a variety of legal proceedings. From oral arguments before state and federal trial court judges to appellate arguments before the First Circuit Court of Appeals and the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court, the very lawyers who faced off against her in court have said that, quote, her legal abilities and intellect are first-rate as shown through the clarity and persuasiveness of her written and oral advocacy. They have lauded her for preparedness and performance under pressure, her thoughtfulness as a colleague, and her skill in diffusing any contentious situation. And over the course of her career, Ms. Kobik has embodied the highest standards of the legal profession. True to her roots as a public school teacher, Ms. Kobik has mentored public interest-oriented law students at my alma mater, Boston College Law School, and has served as a mentor with the Appellate Project, an organization that matches attorneys with law students of color interested in appellate advocacy. Senator Warren and I are proud to have recommended Julie Kobik's nomination to President Biden, and we proudly speak in favor of her nomination before the full Senate today. She is a dedicated public servant of the highest caliber, and she will bring a rare level of legal talent to the bench. Her unquestionable integrity, her impeccable reputation, and her depth in both humility and skill make her uniquely suited for service as a federal district court judge. I urge all of my colleagues to vote yes on cloture and then on confirmation. This will be a judge that all of you will be proud that you have voted for. So with that, Mr. President, I yield back.